Lamar Jackson gets the non-exclusive. Everybody freaks out. The whole combo is the league plotting against Lamar. These are real conversations that matter a lot.
Right.
But my brain at the moment is in a very different place. I was fascinated by the teams that don't have anything close to an answer at quarterback right now that came out immediately and said, we are not going to be interested in Lamar Jackson. And I say that because sirens up.
Oh.
I say that because there's the side to it that's like really ugly, right? Like, why aren't you interested in an MVP quarterback and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
There's also the side to it. Are those teams all in on the draft? The Falcons, I mean, match made in heaven, in my opinion, for Lamar Jackson, for the city of Atlanta, everything there. And for them to be out right away. The Commanders, I mean, I know they've talked about Sam Howell, and I like Sam Howell for what he is, and I know they're at 16. The Panthers, no duh. We know the Panthers are trying to be active in this draft. The Raiders, and I'm just going off of our buddy Field Yates' tweet. You know, he kind of curated those reports. They're from local team medias and stuff like that, beat writers. But Trevor, like, the whole Lamar thing aside, which sounds crazy in all of this, it sent a signal to me like, okay, those teams better be in on the draft then.
Better be, for sure.
Better be.
I think the Lamar, I think what's going on with Lamar has a lot less to do with the draft and a lot more to do with the rest of the owners being really pissed off at the Cleveland Browns for giving Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed deal. And I think the rest of the owners are pissed about it because now you've got, obviously, like, you've had quarterback contracts that have come out before that aren't fully guaranteed, but Lamar, obviously working without an agent, he's not budging. He's like, no, I want a fully guaranteed deal. It's already happened once before. We're not breaking ground here. I want a fully guaranteed deal. And for the Ravens to place the non-exclusive tag on Lamar and then for the news to come out one by one immediately that no other teams are involved, it just screams that the Ravens front office and ownership talked to all of the other teams that would have been interested. And they were like, they essentially were like, nobody go, like, I'm saying that they colluded, and I don't know. It feels like they did. It just feels like they did. It feels so weird. It feels so gross, kind of, that Lamar, the franchise tag news came out, and then it was just all of a sudden within minutes. You're telling me within minutes these teams had already made up their mind about Lamar Jackson? Within minutes? No, not buying it. Not buying it.
Yeah, there's obvious. Hey, guess who was all in one little city just a couple of days ago?
Correct.
Every single NFL GM, owners were there, coaches were there, agents were there. I know Lamar doesn't have one, but still, putting that aside, like, yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's pretty wild thing to watch out. And everybody's like, well, the thing that drives me nuts is the whole, like, nobody wants to do the Ravens work for them. We know the you don't want to talk to Lamar Jackson. You don't want to talk. I'll say it right now. And I keep doing this today. I've been really good about this since this pod started, and today's been a bad day for it. But I'm bringing up the Jets again. If Aaron Rodgers,
you're allowed to bring up the Jets.
I try so hard not to.
They're in the news. You're allowed to bring up the Jets. If the Jets were unbelievably irrelevant and you kept bringing up the Jets, I'd be like, quit talking about the Jets.
Which was the case for like 10 years for a while. And everybody would and I wouldn't do it, but when any New York radio station would run it into the ground. But say Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm good, I'm retiring, whatever he wants to do, which nobody would be shocked either way. If the Jets aren't in on Lamar Jackson, the cat is out of the bag officially. Yeah. Like, this league isn't even hiding it because this team hasn't had a quarterback at all. And everyone's lives are on the line if they get one or don't get one. So it's pretty wild to watch this play out.
Here's the thing, too. Like, with the Jets paying Lamar, and this podcast is going so off the rails, and I don't know if people are enjoying it or not. But to your point with the Jets, it would cost you obviously 2 first-round picks and then the contract to sign Lamar Jackson, because the non-exclusive tag, you would have to give the Ravens 2 first-round picks.
Yep.
If the Jets get Lamar Jackson, one, This is essentially what you have to say. Is number 13 overall worth Lamar Jackson? Because that's it. Because if you sign Lamar, you're giving up 13 and next year's first, right? If this
Which is
Jets
going to be
team,
pretty damn late.
If this Jets team signs Lamar Jackson, they're picking like 25th at the earliest, in my opinion.
I agree.
So, like, who gives a damn at that point? You're basically just paying an MVP quarterback to be good on your team. And that feels like it could have been the case for other teams too. And yet all of it just all came out at once. Now we're not. No. So collusion or not, feels like collusion. Going back to your original point, it does feel like these quarterback needy teams now, the Lamar Jackson domino is not even about to fall to them. It's not. Remember, because for a long time we were like, oh, maybe Atlanta will be in on him. Maybe Carolina will be in on him. So, like, maybe the Raiders will be in on Lamar. Like, who knows with Lamar Jackson? Who knows? At this point, it feels like it's either Aaron Rodgers is going to Green Bay or he's going to New York Jets. And
or
all
home
of these
forever.
That's true. And God, that sounded dark. I don't know why.
Yeah. Nice darkness joke.
I didn't even mean it. And then the only other domino that really mattered was Lamar.
Yeah.
Now it looks like it's not going to fall for these other teams. So I think that you are right. All eyes for all of them are now in the NFL draft.
It's wild. It's wild. I do this every year because recency bias is real. The amount of dominoes in this NFL offseason, I don't remember one like this on the quarterback market, right? Like, how many times does a 26-year-old MVP have the ability to negotiate with the entire league? How many times does a multi-time MVP Super Bowl winning quarterback that's still playing at a really high level might be on the move? How many times are there 4 quarterbacks that could go into the top 6 picks? And quarterbacks drive the narratives of this league.
Mm-hmm.
It is unbelievable to see where we are as we record this podcast on March 8th and where we'll be when we record this podcast close to Cinco de Mayo.
I'm going to drop a bomb on you before we leave.
Okay. Give it to the people.
Did you see Colin Cowherd say that the Jets should trade 13 and Sauce Gardner to get into the top 4 for a quarterback?
Stop. No, he didn't.
Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody.
I am closing the Zoom.
Appreciate you guys listening.
Throw
to
in Quinton Williams while you're at it.
It's just a sweetener.
As a sweetener.
Yeah.
Maybe Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson if you could fit it on the cap. And then take Tanner McKee.
I told you I was dropping a bomb, folks. I wouldn't let you down.